Hey everyone, welcome back to the Speak English podcast. I'm David, and I'm so glad you're here with us today. We've got something really interesting lined up for you.
Hi, friends. I'm Sarah, and I'm super happy to be here too. Thanks for joining us. It means a lot. Today's topic might totally shift the way you think about learning English.
We know learning English can sometimes feel like a never-ending list of rules, grammar, and memorization. But what if there was a smarter, more natural way to make it all stick?
Exactly. What if you could train your brain to absorb English the same way you learned your native language? Without stress, without pressure, and in a way that actually feels easy?
In this episode, we'll show you a powerful technique that helps your brain learn faster, remember longer, and speak more fluently, without overthinking. Every single word.
And the best part? You can start using it right away, even if you're a beginner. Stay with us, because by the end of this episode, you'll see English learning in a whole new light.
The technique we're talking about today is not based on memorizing long vocabulary lists or reviewing grammar rules for hours. It's about helping your brain experience English instead of just studying it passively.
When you expose your brain to real, meaningful English, phrases that connect to actions, thoughts, or emotions, it starts to treat English as something useful, not something abstract or disconnected from your life.
This method works by tapping into the natural way your brain learns through usage and context. It means you're not just learning the definition of words, you're teaching your brain when and how to use them automatically.
Instead of translating from your native language and breaking the flow of thought, this technique teaches you to think directly in English by linking phrases to real-life moments that your brain understands and remembers.
Think of it like training a muscle. The more you activate your brain with English in a natural way, through listening, speaking, and connecting it to daily experiences, the stronger and faster your fluency becomes.
Many learners struggle because they focus only on studying, not on using. This technique shifts the focus from learning about English to actually living in English, even in small moments during your day.
The key is association. When your brain connects English phrases to images, movements, or emotions, it stores them more deeply. That's how you start remembering without effort and speaking without hesitation.
It's not magic, it's science. Your brain loves patterns and repetition, especially when it's tied to meaning. That's why repeating useful phrases in a natural context works so much better than repeating them on a flashcard.
And the beauty of this technique is that you don't need perfect grammar, a big vocabulary, or a classroom. You just need a few phrases, your imagination, and a willingness to connect English to real thoughts and actions.
Once your brain starts to recognize English as a language for living and not just learning, you'll notice something powerful. Your confidence grows, your thinking changes, and speaking becomes smoother every time.
Let's say you want to internalize the phrase, "I'm getting ready." Don't just repeat it over and over with no meaning. Close your eyes. Picture yourself putting on your shoes, brushing your hair, or packing your bag. Say the phrase while imagining each action clearly and in detail.
That's how you activate your brain's connection between language and action. The moment you link the words to something real, your brain says, "Ah, I know what this means." The phrase starts to live in your memory naturally because it's now tied to an actual moment you visualized.
Now let's try another. Think about the phrase, "I'm looking for it." Don't just say it. Imagine different situations. Maybe you're searching for your phone on your desk or your keys in your bag. Say the phrase out loud while visualizing each scene clearly in your mind.
The goal is to stop learning phrases like vocabulary, start using them as if they were part of your day. If you do this a few times with strong focus, your brain will recognize the phrase faster the next time you need it in real life. That's how fluency is built, moment by moment.
You can even take this practice with you anywhere. Let's say you're walking outside and you hear a bird. Say something like, I hear a bird. Look at the bird. Connect the phrase to the moment. That's the secret. Small, simple moments with real emotional or visual connection.
The more you do this, the more automatic your English becomes. You won't have to pause and translate or search for words. Instead, your brain will retrieve full phrases connected to real experiences, fast, smooth, and naturally.
One thing I often do is talk to myself while doing things. When I open the fridge, I say, let's see what we have. While making coffee, I say, I need a cup. It may feel silly at first, but it's incredibly powerful for rewiring your thinking into English.
I do the same. While folding laundry, I might say, this goes in the drawer, or I'm almost done. These are real phrases from real situations, and when you say them during the actual action, your brain locks in the meaning without needing to analyze anything.
This is how you move from passive learning to active training. Instead of waiting for the right moment to practice English, you create the moment. Your daily routine becomes your classroom, and every small action becomes a chance to build fluency.
And what's amazing is that even a few minutes a day can lead to real results. This is not about practicing for hours. It's about using the language with purpose, with presence, and with repetition that feels real, not robotic. That's how your brain learns best.
One of the biggest benefits of using this technique is how it helps you speak with more confidence. When your brain gets used to connecting English to daily life, you stop hesitating. You trust the words to come because they're already part of your thinking process.
It also reduces the stress and pressure that many people feel. When speaking, instead of focusing on grammar rules or worrying about mistakes, your brain starts focusing on the message. That mindset shift makes every conversation more natural and enjoyable.
Another powerful benefit is speed. When you practice linking phrases to real-life moments, your brain doesn't need to translate or process every word. It just reacts. You start to respond faster in conversations, and people notice your fluency improving.
You'll also find that this method helps you remember vocabulary better. You're not just storing words, you're building emotional and visual memories connected to them. That makes the words stick in your long-term memory, not just for a test, but for real use.
And let's not forget motivation. When you see progress from daily practice, when you realize, hey, I said that without thinking, you feel more motivated to keep going. It becomes a cycle of positive energy and consistent improvement.
This technique also helps you stop overthinking. When you're always analyzing sentences before speaking, it slows you down. But once you train your brain to connect phrases to moments, English becomes something you feel, not something you calculate.
You also gain a stronger sense of ownership over the language. Instead of repeating someone else's textbook example, you're building your own English voice through your thoughts, your experiences, and your routines. That's true fluency.
Many learners also report that they start to enjoy English more. It stops feeling like a task and becomes something fun and creative. You start talking to yourself, imagining scenes, and using English like it's part of your personality.
And perhaps one of the most important benefits is consistency. Because this technique fits into your daily life, it's easier to stay consistent. You don't need a long study plan, just small moments of real practice that add up day by day.
In the end, this technique doesn't just improve your English. It changes your relationship with the language. It helps you see English as a tool you already own, not something you're constantly chasing. And that's a powerful shift in mindset.
Step 1 is simple. Choose one short, useful phrase that you can imagine using today. Don't overthink it. Something like, I'm getting ready, I need it, or let's go is perfect. Start with phrases that are short, common, and easy to say out loud.
Step 2. Visualize the phrase in a real-life situation. Imagine yourself actually doing the thing. For I'm getting ready, picture putting on your shoes or brushing your hair. Make the scene as vivid and specific as possible in your mind.
Step 3. Say the phrase out loud while imagining the action. Don't just whisper it. Say it clearly, like you're really speaking to someone. The sound helps your brain register it, and the act of speaking builds muscle memory for pronunciation.
Step 4. Repeat the phrase in different situations. If you chose, I'm looking for it. Imagine searching for your phone, your notebook, your keys. Use the same phrase but switch the context. This teaches your brain flexibility, not just repetition.
Step 5. Connect the phrase to your real life throughout the day. When you actually find yourself looking for something, say, I'm looking for it. When you start getting dressed, say, I'm getting ready. That real-world use is what seals the learning.
Step 6. Practice in small bursts. You don't need an hour. Just 5 focused minutes can be powerful. You can do it while making your coffee, folding laundry, or walking to the bus. Use those quiet moments as your English practice time.
Step 7. Make it a daily habit. Even one phrase a day can create big results over time. Repetition and consistency are what turn this method into a powerful brain training routine. Small steps every day lead to lasting fluency.
Step 8. Keep a note on your phone or in a notebook with the phrases you're practicing. That way you can review them throughout the day. It also helps you stay organized and aware of your growing vocabulary bank.
Step 9. Speak even when you're alone. Many people wait until they're with someone to use English, but the real growth comes when you use it in your mind, in your room, during daily routines. Silence is the best time to speak freely.
And step 10. Celebrate small wins. If you remembered a phrase during the day without thinking, that's a big deal. Acknowledge those moments. They're proof that your brain is learning, adapting, and becoming more fluent every single day.
One of the biggest mistakes learners make is treating this technique like a translation exercise. The moment you try to translate the phrase in your head, you break the natural connection. Focus on meaning and feeling, not the equivalent in your native language.
Another common error is practicing phrases without emotion or imagination. If you repeat a sentence with no visual, no feeling, and no connection, your brain won't remember it. Always connect what you say to something real, something you can picture.
Many people also rush through the phrases without being present. Saying something quickly 10 times doesn't make it stick. It's better to say it 3 times with full attention, visualization, and purpose than to rush through a long list without focus.
A huge mistake is expecting instant fluency. This is not a magic trick. It's a daily process. If you expect results overnight, you'll get discouraged. But if you stay consistent, even small daily practice builds up your fluency with lasting results.
Some learners also avoid speaking out loud because they feel silly, especially when practicing alone. But silence is your secret weapon. Speaking out loud, even just to yourself, trains your brain and mouth to work together naturally.
Another mistake is using long or complicated phrases right from the start. Begin with simple, practical phrases you can imagine easily. Once your brain gets used to this method, you can naturally move to longer expressions over time.
Some people also rely too much on written notes instead of practicing with their voice. Reading helps, but it's your speaking muscles and your brain connection that create fluency. Don't be afraid to speak, even if it's just for 1 minute.
A very common error is multitasking while practicing. If you're checking your phone or watching something else, your brain won't absorb the language deeply. Give your full attention for just a few minutes. It makes a big difference.
Another trap is comparing your progress to others. This technique is personal. What works for one learner may take longer for another. Focus on your journey. Trust the process and celebrate your small improvements every day.
Finally, don't let perfectionism stop you. You don't need perfect grammar or pronunciation to use this method effectively. The key is usage and consistency. Let go of the idea of being perfect. Just focus on being real and regular. That's how fluency grows.
Today, we have a simple challenge for you. It takes just 1 minute, and you can start right after this episode ends. Choose one short phrase like, "I'm getting ready," or "I need to find it." Make it part of your daily routine, even if it's just once.
After you pick your phrase, visualize a moment from your real life where you would use it. Imagine yourself in that situation clearly. It could be brushing your teeth, making tea, or grabbing your bag. Keep it simple, but make it real.
Once you have your phrase and your scene, say the phrase out loud 3 times while imagining the action. Feel the connection between the words and what you're doing. That's the moment your brain says, "This is useful. I'll keep it."
Throughout your day, whenever you find yourself in that moment again, getting dressed, looking for something, opening a door, repeat the phrase. Naturally, you're not studying anymore. You're using English in real time, just like a fluent speaker does.
The challenge is to do this with just one phrase each day for the next 5 days. That's it. 5 phrases in 5 days. Don't write them down. Don't memorize. Just live them. Speak them. Let them become part of your life one at a time.
You can even speak the phrase quietly to yourself while walking, driving, or cooking. No one has to hear it. This is your practice, your moment. That's the beauty of this method. It fits naturally into your world. No extra time required.
If you ever feel stuck or unsure, just return to the moment. Picture it again. Speak again. Your brain learns through repetition, and every time you repeat with purpose, you're building deeper fluency. Even 30 seconds can make a difference.
To make it more fun, challenge a friend or leave your phrase in the comments. Tell us which one you picked. Sharing it makes it more real, and you might inspire someone else to try the same thing and grow their English too.
Remember, fluency doesn't come from doing something perfect once. It comes from doing something simple again and again. This one-phrase challenge is your first step toward creating habits that truly make English part of your life.
So go ahead, pick your phrase, imagine your scene, and speak it out loud. You're not just practicing English, you're training your brain to live in English. And that's the secret to speaking with confidence, ease, and clarity.
Today, we shared how your brain already has the natural ability to learn English. When you stop forcing it with memorization and start feeding it real, meaningful language that connects to your daily experiences. This is how fluency truly begins to grow.
We showed you a technique that transforms English from something abstract into something you live. By connecting short phrases to real-life actions, your brain learns faster, remembers longer, and helps. You speak with more confidence and less hesitation.
You also saw how important it is to practice in the moment. Whether you're opening a door, drinking water, or packing a bag, there's always a way to use English naturally. That repetition builds real fluency, without stress or translation.
And we talked about the most common mistakes to avoid, like overthinking, multitasking, and waiting for the perfect moment. Instead, the goal is to speak now, speak simply, and connect every phrase to a real thought, a real feeling, or a real action.
So now we'd love to hear from you. What phrase are you going to practice today? What part of today's episode helped you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. We always read and reply, and your comment might inspire another learner too.
And if you made it all the way to this point, we know you're serious about improving your English. Type the word brain in the comments to let us know you're with us until the end, and that you're ready to train your brain for fluency.
Don't forget to like this video if it helped you in any way. It tells YouTube this is valuable content and helps more people just like you discover new ways to speak English naturally and confidently.
And of course, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Every week we bring you tools, tips, and real conversations to help you make English a part of your everyday life. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.